Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.
Alexa open recorder? Is what you said? Alexa?
No,
That's Amazon.
Yeah, that's Amazon.
It's so cool. I can tell, I can play music when you say, Alexa, play me reggae.
Playing rap.
Okay, rap.
So, have you ever take the script of your recording and read it? Not the opposite.
Oh, you mean when somebody,
Like when you record your own course,
yeah,
have you took the recording before and read it?
and listen to it or read it?
Read it.
No.
This is one way to. You wanna record or you're not ready?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay, so you can record your.
Okay. So, taking control of your numbers is really important to business, and understanding will be leading to the control and knowing the effects on your business, its success, and its profitability. And as well, as a business owner, you're going to start questioning a lot of things. As you start to understand what the numbers mean, you start to question how are your sales achieved? What are the margins on what you're doing in your business on each sale, whether you're profitable or not? The expenses, are they justified? What's the cost of those expenses? Should you be adding more staff? What's the cost of adding more staff? So by knowing those numbers, you'll be able to also to tell what you have room to expand with, how you might be able to increase your advertising budget, or just what the cost of business is as far as your overhead, which will make you question whether that next expense is really in your best interest, or maybe it's should be future dated. The cost of not tracking it, well, let me give you an example. Oftentimes I see business owners walk in to my office and they bring in a shoebox of expenses and invoices for over 12 months. By the time we pull that together, it might take 2 months to pull it together in a bookkeeping format, and then we deliver it back to the client. So by that point, he's already operated probably for 14 months without knowing what his numbers mean. And some of the questions that we get are, well, did I make money last year? Did I lose money? So if you're waiting 14 months to find out the status of your business by not knowing your numbers, maybe that's not a good thing. So it's important that those numbers, can help you grow. Focus on maybe hiccups that you might have as you grow your business, and maybe put together some solutions as you can address things at an earlier time frame, so that you don't find yourself cash poor at the end of the year or in a couple of years, or maybe even have to look at shutting down your business because you didn't know your numbers where they were at the start.
Okay. Any feedback for this story? Marcel, you're not ready?
No, I have to rewrite my stuff first so that it's
Okay. So now send them. You wanna?
fix the format.
Sure. Okay. The only thing I'm wondering is I don't have any materials to back it up. I don't have any.
Stop justifying.
Okay.
Just to do the task.
I'm upset.
I'm not upset. Just do the task, man. Just jump to. I had a little son when he was 3 years old.
Yeah.
He will see a swimming pool. He will run like a bullet with his clothes on,
I didn't say I wasn't doing it.
and
My
he will
daughter
just
used to do that.
basically jump in the middle of the swimming pool. Sometimes he would have a phone or a game or an electronic game in his pocket, and I have to catch him and couple of times he actually jumped where? In the 3 meter plus. And at least one time I had to go down to pick him up. But he was just, the minute we walk to a hotel, he see a pool, he say, pool! Doing it with his clothes on.
Yeah, okay. I
So-
didn't say I wasn't doing it.
So this is always the story I say, like, there are people who just basically when they were young, they just jump in. You know, like just they jump into the pool, that's it.
Yeah.
So just jump in, you know.
Okay.
Just keep your clothes on.
So, how to use social media and why and how is this relevant? So, using social media is a key part of the 21st century in expanding your business to a greater audience and getting more of your audience so that you can narrow them down into a stronger target audience. Now, the specific purposes of social media. So, why was it created? Now, Facebook was originally created to meet the need of connecting students. That's all it was for people who are students to stay connected after university, maybe to build ideas, build relationships, friendships, whatever it may be. It was a social platform that allowed students to connect. Now, understanding that social media was first invented in order to connect people is the whole premise of you need to understand that it was meant to connect people in order to understand how to use it properly. Now, if you think about people who have a starting business who need crowdfunding or who need just ways to get in touch with help with other people, social media can do that by getting you more. Social media can help you to find other people who are good at what they specifically what they can do in order for you to help yourself. This isn't making any sense. How it can reach pain points. So if you have a pain point of, let's say you don't understand or you don't know how to make part of a widget, using social media can help you find other people who are good at making that widget, and then you can collaborate and stay in touch. The story is my friend Tim. He needed help with a project and he didn't know where to look. And so the first thing he did was he posted on Facebook saying that he needed to help with that project, and instantly a couple of his friends who had experience with that came to him and were able to help him finish this goal and this project. Let's ask Tim. Okay, that was a lot worse than I thought it would be, but that's okay.
Actually, this is an awesome experience because
It's
none of you predicted that this would happen. So if you will hear what I would say on the specifics I picked up and I show you a system, you may be able to make this in a different way, in a better way. Okay?
Okay, so that's my question.
So each one of you has his own recording. What usually we do is 2 steps. We pick up the recording. And these steps are not to perfect it, but these steps are made to enhance the quality of delivery. So if you have the recording as MP3 file, can you get it into text?
I assume so.
Through VoiceBase or any of these services, you can get it into text. I developed a small tool which is run on Python, which basically we take this text and get the frequency of the different words.
Frequency.
How often you say specific words.
Oh, okay. The number of times you repeat the words.
You repeat the word. So, and then we take this script plus this list and analyze your talk among these triggers. So first one is, did you in your topic demonstrate authority?
Yeah, in my topic. Well, I said that I have a client who went through this.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So you check it marked, that's right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you in your topic demonstrate urgency?
Not directly. No.
Okay, can you go back now and add keywords of urgency inside your topic? So this process, there is no right, there is no wrong. This process is an iterative process to enhance the delivery of what you are doing. So we understand people will mindlessly comply, will listen to us if we are consistent, if we give them. Did you come and give them reciprocity? Did you stand and say, I will share with you a story about Tim to show you how Tim was able to leverage and maximize the use of the internet to achieve his process, doing gadgets or accessing gadgets that he cannot do it on his own. It helped him expand his reach. You can learn from this lesson how to maximize the use of the social media. Did you say so? No.
No.
Okay. So, did you give appreciation and likeness? Did people appreciate and like what you say? How you can make sure people appreciate what you say?
It applies to them.
So you show them the application, that's right?
The application?
Yeah, you show them how this can be applicable to them.
Yeah.
You ask them, do you relate to this pain point? That's right. Did you get them to commit?
No.
Did you tell them, do you agree? Can you relate? Can you reflect on that? Do you know that? Do you accept it? So there are specific words for each one of those.
Right.
Not necessarily the 7 has to be shining inside my talk. However, inside my topic, I would like to maximize the use of this. This should give you about maybe 20 to 30% words more. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Following this.
If you follow this, you should be able to get another 20 to 30 minutes content. So the question we are always asking is how we can create content. Like I want to create 1 hour video. What should I say there? You have your topic, you have your subtopic or your ingredient, you have your story, you have the structure. And if you do all of this, you say, okay, I have 40 minutes only, I have 50 minutes, 30 minutes. How can I reach 1 minute, 1 hour, 1 full hour? If you observe, first of all, these different mindless compliant pillars, you will be able to enrich your talk with extra. Sometimes, on appreciation, for example, sometimes we do is we ask to repeat another story. So if your audience are different types, 2-3 different types, you can share with them different story. Quite often, the professional doing webinar, they will tell you 2 to 3 stories of 2 to 3 examples how people have been using this system. That's right, or the struggle. So if you jump to any of these webinars, you will be able to find this information. Make sense? So after I'm done with my sequence, after what you exactly did, you recorded the very first 5 minutes of ingredient. The next recording will you be watching for what?
Repetition words. Oh, that.
For these ones. You cannot shortcut it. You cannot shortcut it. I wanted you to take the step today because this is the first step. So cycling through this process, it cannot be shortcut. I can shortcut it, and in reality I don't, because if I want to do it, I will record 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe by the 3rd or the 4th, I will release them. I will not release the first ones, because I can work this in my mind. That's right. But and after I'm done with the first one, I go back and look.
And that influences which part?
This will get you a mindless compliant of people. People will now be engaged with what you say.
At which part? Or through it all?
through every single 5 minutes. So now you have 5 minute example of one topic, that's right? So you should go and revisit this topic and make sure you can achieve as many as this from pillars. Consistency is easy because consistency means you have the same slide. If you bring a slide, you have the same. So did you tell them what are you giving them on reciprocity? Did you make them appreciate the topic and they like it? Did you give them urgency or scarcity? That this topic is urgent to understand and to apply. Did you show them social proof? Did you show them authority? So, for example, Shamir mentioned authority is a client. He said he has a client. Is this good enough? I don't know. It may be good for some, maybe not for others. That's right. Did you show for them commitment? Did you ask them to agree on what you are saying? So everybody should know their numbers or control their numbers. Do you agree? If you agree, you can go in the notes and say yes. Okay? Make sense? You have these pillars in.
Yeah, I'm just ready to
I'm just gonna write them down again.
You'll be next.
I also think if I was to have my materials in front of me.
Actually, no. You remind me. Shamir is next. You're not here.
What?
If I did have my materials in front of me, or I read an article or my materials that I've already written, it would be a lot easier to talk about it because I can bring up.
Now you are not writing it. Now you are converting what you said into a text file.
Right now?
I told you, you go and convert the MP3 file into text files.
Okay.
You can see the frequency of the words.
I'm not.
What does that
happy
give us?
with this.
It gave us like him. He was saying, and now he has too many nows. Okay.
Yeah, I told
So
you it's a good word.
if you wanna give urgency,
Yeah.
I cannot say and define this information now, because I already now knows. I have lots of now knows.
Yeah.
That's how good now knows. Stop now knowing. Okay. Many of us will say, huh. By the way, but. So many of us will have a specific words in their mouths they always use. Okay.
Yeah.
Number two of the transferring it to text. If you have accent, like every other Canadian have an accent, the recording will show you what exact people will get in their mind. Because this kind of computers who transcribe this information, they average the tones. When you know the frequency of the words, for example, did you say consistent? Did you say urgent? Did you say? So once you have the word which you said, and you must have a power word set, which we have the 3,000 power words we had, you can go back and verify how many of these power words I used. Like, because at the end of the day, people in their subconscious mind will be driven by words. Okay? Now, let's come to the word. So, if we understand what we talk about in here, so we have the decision dominant dividers. So, Shamir, who is the primary individuals who will receive your recording?
Who are like?
Yeah, who are your ideal customer for this recording?
Where they're maybe art people.
Hard people.
Yeah.
So why did you tell them? Do you think?
I don't know.
You didn't.
No, he did.
No, I did. I said, think about your current life. Did you really choose or what you told this
So if your people are feelers, you'll tell them think about your current life.
Feel about your car.
It's funny you mentioned that because as we've been bringing that up for the last weeks, if I'm addressing a female in an email, I'll put the word feel in there instead of think.
And what happened? Did you feel any? Did you notice any better engagement?
I I don't know if there was a better engagement because of it, but it was a conscious engagement on my part.
And to be honest with you, if you said so, I achieved my message. My mission has been achieved. Because the minute you be more cautious on how you communicate, this is part of the missions. I told you before, when I learned these models, I decided to go to teach it to everybody because this is can change people's life.
Because sometimes people say, should I do this or this? And I say, well, I used to say, I think, right? I think that maybe going with this option would be to your advantage. And so now I say, I feel that it would be in your best interest to do it this way.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is one point to watch for in the frequency is how many feel or felt or full any version of the word feel or heart have been said inside your own recording. Don't write the script and read it, because at the end of the day I will come to you on one-on-one. Will you have a script on one-on-one?
No.
So the only way for you to be successful after passing the first examples and the group coaching and to be on one-on-one is to be engaging. So how can you be engaging? By tuning your language to reflect more on these people. The same goes to you, because I see you are calm here, so same goes to you. What's the title of what you said? What was the title?
Title was How to Use Social Media. Oh no, yeah.
Here. So how to use social media. You left everybody behind. If you start the title with saying what is social media and how to use it, or what is the use of social media, you are covering more, because use is a process and this is people are the what. So just converting it from how to use social media to what is the effective use or what is the most efficient use of social media is complete different.
Yeah, it's completely different. Well, that's
It's not a different topic, by the way.
because I have the first I is what specific purposes.
But the topic itself is how. So when you get your text and the frequency of your words, you start to look at the dominant dividers.
Right.
You start to see how many times I used heart, feel, how many times I used process, how many times I showed it will be effectively and efficiently manage your business. What you said, once you know your numbers, you'll be able to make decision. Why didn't you say you'll not make decision effectively, efficiently? Or why didn't you say why you did not say you'll be able to make effective and efficient decisions to grow your business? Are these not the same as you will make decision? Which one is more powerful? The efficient effectiveness, right?
Right.
So this is the kind of awareness you should be able to build. Once I record myself, this is what I do. I go to VoiceBase, I got the text, and then I have this tool, I put the information in it, it produces for me a list, and inside this list I will be looking for effective, for efficient, for immediate, for feel, how many times I said think, how many times I said feel, for other words which does not have a proper English, because sometimes when we yarning or something not right happen around us, the words can actually morph into something else. So I will make a read in my text file, and I will also read each one of these particular words and say, I can send and say, I can actually measure how effectively this message is going inside your brain, because the only communication is words, that's right? So the cycle which I want to
So it breaks down the word with the amount of times that you've used it.
oh yeah.
What's that program?
This is an internal tool. We have it. I have it on Passion.
Wow.
This was the fastest way. So if you have the text script, I can run it. It doesn't
Okay.
take it.
Okay.
But this is just an internal tool I had to develop, because I couldn't find an available tool to use it. But it's a very powerful. It's a very powerful how you can find how many times you use specific words. Because there are specific words which must be used. It must be used. Because is one of them. The other word which is you must not use is I. It's always about you. So once you have the script, you'll be surprised how many I's against how many you. Make sense? Does it make sense? Can you commit to go back and just do this exercise?
Yeah, I definitely.
Do what exercise?
Take the 5 minutes you have,
Yeah. Convert it to text.
convert it to text. If you cannot get the power word, it's not a big deal because 5 will not be like, will be like half a page.
Yeah.
Read through it and see which one of those pillars,
Minus compliance ones, yeah.
okay, and look at this beat trigger. Are there there or not? And which dominant divider are you dealing with?
Yeah.
And also, you have to consider the kinesthetic part, the audible part, and the visual part. So if you target visual people, you can say, and let's draw an example here. If you wanna target the audible, let's speak about an example. Okay? If you keep saying let's see, watch, you are not dealing with the audibles. You are confusing the audible. So you should have a balance between these two words. So for the 5 sensors, you must have a balance. You must have feel, think, watch, see, hear, or listen. If you have 5 balance, means you have one like 3 times, the other one will be like 1 or 2, but not 0, because 0 means you are out. Any questions?
It should use voice space.
There's a package called voicebase.com. Okay.
Space.
So what are you? So in summary, today I shared with you a structure, how we can come up with a structure, and then we had an exercise of how to set up couple of chapters or a couple of topics, and then we had a small drill where you can record, and I share with you how you can do it. So before we go into reflection mode, is there any other questions about today? Anybody? Are you clear on the task for next time? Task for next week is what?
Convert to text.
I do have another question.
Finish the 7 ingredients, the 7 topics of your talk.
I thought it was around this. The voice to text thing and then all that.
Yeah, but you should also complete the 7 topics. So you should have a.
That's a lot of work.
It should be between 2 to 4 hours. Okay. Yes, sir.
Question is, if you analyze it by having it in written format, do you, after you switch the words in there, do you read it back or internalize, or do you speak freely again into?
You should speak freely again. So the question is, if I have the script, yeah, this is a way to get initial script. So people who like to see scripts in front of them, they can use it. Then you can augment the script with the right word where you would like to. My recommendation is to read the script a couple of times and then speak freely.
That's a good idea.
If you start to read, you will be doing into the narration kind of approach. And if you narrate, people will not connect with your heart. That's right. And to be honest, if you want to run this as a business, you should be able to talk about these topics consistently and effectively without notes,
Yeah, because then you're good at that business.
because you are good at the business. And the business of what you do right now is coaching and training.
Right. That's where I was
You know.
talking about with my recording is I've noticed even with my books, if I read some material or like refresh myself on the notes and the ideas that I want to talk about, talking about it is easy because I have ideas and notes and like connections that I've reflected on in my work. But kind of like laying out a structure and then talking about it off the bat, I didn't get a lot out of it because I didn't feel prepared enough. And then I get that I did it to do it, but then to analyze it and go into depth about something I'm not proud of or not feeling like I've prepared at all for it. It's like if I just jumped into the pool with all my clothes on right now and then like didn't.
So
eliminate
pick
switch.
up the ingredient where you need to prepare for,
Yeah, I'll do that.
and define the information around it.
Yeah. No, I think giving me a week to try to get into depth about it, that will help a lot. And then I'll definitely film them, and I'll show the folks.
Any other questions?
Is this the only way to do it?
No, this is not the only way to do it. This is one way of doing it. You
And I'm
know?
still curious about the flow because you talk about what it is, why, how, and then
So you don't
tell
a-
the story
you
first.
don't answer these questions. You basically speak to the answers. So you don't go to people and say, now I will tell you what. Now I will tell you
right,
how.
right, obviously not.
You talk about it.
Right.
Now, where you plug stories is you will figure it out from here. Because once you have your script, like quickly we realized with the example with Marcel here that it was so long. That's right. It was too much information. That's right. So quickly you realize it. So now what you need to do? You can plug other stories.
Mm.
The other question will be is should I be talking to it or should I have a video, a PowerPoint to support visualization? If you can add PowerPoint on the side to support visualization is great.
Okay.
So if you want to record these videos, as I said, like we have a studio which we can set up here. You can come and record some. But if you want to record these videos, record them on a green background. Sit on the center of one of the sides, so you can be either to center to the right or the center to the left of you.
I mean, center to the left.
So it's like the third.
Like
Off centered so that you
off
can-
center to the center of the left half.
So set off center, so in case, so you can put slides and stuff.
You
down
can
on
put
your
a
shoulder.
slide over there, or even if you don't put a slide,
Okay.
it will be much easier for people to follow you when you are not and center in the middle.
Got it.
Okay?
Normally you have the, how is that called? The golden cut or golden
This is
Oh, the rule
rule?
of thirds.
Huh? Hmm?
Rule of thirds.
Mhm.
yep, 1/3, 1/3, 1/3, which is easy to know. It's half of the half. So this
That's
is
important.
yeah, but this is easy to know because rule of third is too much for you to understand. So and
Thirds of three.
yeah, so okay, so do you wanna reflect on this on today? So what's your reflections on it? Start with Marcel. He's so sleepy today.
Sleepy? No, not at all. Thinking about the other ingredients. So yeah, not necessarily new framework. We looked at this with book writing in a similar way to get to this. I think, and you mentioned that if it is explained in the beginning where we're going, then it would have been easier for me and get to the results quicker. But other than that, yeah, interesting, and I have my framework put together in order to fill it.
Good. And for me to tell you that I didn't want to start from the end in mind, because I can pull you now. I believe I empowered you now to talk about any XYZ topic. Because any XYZ topic, you are not even an expert to it. You can put a structure to it and then you can go and talk about this, right? So that's why I didn't stress too much on the end of mind. I just wanted to make it open as a workshop, seminar, whatever you want to deliver. But the most important part, these are delivery sequences. These are
Yeah.
not selling sequences. Good. Mike, do you want to reflect on to that happened?
Quite overwhelming. I mean, again, I'd like to mull over a lot of things like topics and stuff like that, because I'm not sure if we're moving ahead on the topics at a faster pace when I wasn't comfortable in that my topics that I selected were the right ones.
And the only way to know your topics are the right one or not is once you go down the process,
Yeah.
you'll find, oh, these questions are not the best question to answer.
Yeah.
So when you go back into into this part here, and you could not find an intelligent question to answer here on this ingredient,
Mm-hmm.
you realize now that this topic or this ingredient is what? It need to change.
I don't
Right.
think there's anything wrong with the ingredient. I just didn't know how to phrase the question. I didn't understand, to just say what against an ingredient
So-
doesn't really help me.
So you
phrase the
should be able
context.
to ask a question starting with what. So it's not so here you should be able to ask a question about this ingredient start with the word what or the word how or why, any of the 7 or 9 words.
You say that because you have experience with that. This is totally foreign to me.
No,
So to think around the process on how do I form that question,
Yeah.
or what question will be asked, is the part that's foreign to me.
I agree, and the only way to ask these questions in the beginning is to ask them in a group. That's why I was looking for different people getting
Yeah.
different sources. So. But overall, what was the experience?
Well, that's good. I mean, it's just a matter of pushing through it, clearing my head, and pushing through it some more. And that's what needed to happen.
Shamir, do you wanna?
Yeah, it was obviously it's overwhelming in terms of each topic has all these layers, and then it's almost like animation, right? You have 10,000 cells, and you have a 1 second clip out of that.
Not
Actually,
10,000. You had 7 topics, 3 ingredient
I'm talking about
per
animation
topic
cells.
means 21 topic. So all what you need to get is 21 stories. That's
Yeah,
it.
but there's layers of each story, right?
Yeah.
Who, what, where, when, how, So every topic, even if it's a 3-minute topic, it takes you an hour to go through the first time. And so I think the lesson in this is that this should be created for a signature talk, because then that
This is not a talk. This is a delivery. This is delivery workshops.
yeah.
This is not a signature talk.
No, but if you do this for every workshop you deliver, you won't make money. Because you'll be spending days putting that together.
If you do this for every video clip you produce, you'll be able to make lots of money with this video clip because it will have content. So when we talk about 1 hour video will cost 3 to 4 hours to prepare for it, this is where the preparation is. When we stand in front of 5-minute video, we have to spend 15-20 minutes to prepare for it. What are we talking about? What are we saying it? What kind of material is right? And then you go into the few filming cycles. So this is one of the ways to build these particular videos.
No, I see the value in it.
How to create content. So if you can create the content in this way, the signature talk you should follow the selling through presentation sequence. This was around the signature talk.
Right.
So the part which you didn't attend at the very beginning in the morning was we separate the presentations into 3.
Right.
So the signature talk is here.
Yeah.
Now, if you are asked to give a 45 minutes per or 1 hour keynote, what you will talk about, you can apply this framework. You're supposed to be between 2 to 4 hours, be able to prepare for your whole keynote presentation. If you want to plan seminars or workshops, this is how the delivery. Okay. Any other
So what did we work on today? Delivery of the program?
delivery? Yeah.
That seminar to sell.
No, this is what the selling through
That's
presentation.
the hook thing.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah,
more
this
than
was
I
a
do.
selling through presentation. This is what we used to do before when we talk about selling through presentations and have the workbook for it.
I remember that.
Okay, Sandan, what's the reaction?
No,
What's your reflections from
you
today?
wanna finish? Okay. Yeah, I guess I just didn't feel like well prepared with understanding the delivery, because I know, I don't know if it's just myself or not, but I know that I don't know, I was trying to draw off of past experiences of like being in cadets and like the structure of teaching, and I've done a lot of teaching plans and lesson plans, and this didn't really follow any of those. So I guess my one thing would be maybe show it a bit more visually of how everything kind of flows together, because when I went to go do my video, as soon as I saw this cluster of like story, activity, and testimonial, it just all blended together and I didn't have any flow. And I got caught up.
This is our ingredient. Stories, and these are ingredient. You have to decide which one of this ingredient you want to use. So do you want to use a story? You want to use testimonial? You want to use all?
I thought you
Or
have to use all three.
not necessary.
Oh, okay.
Because I put all three, that's why I kept getting
Not necessary. You said you need to have question to describe the ingredient. You can have a story. You can have activity. You should have conclusion. You can have testimonial. You need to decide about video, images, and interfaces.
Most of the time with this, I would need the video and the images.
So what are they? What are they? Can you label them? Can you decide about them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
So-
like examples of good social media posts, examples of bad social media
Yeah.
posts. And then the activity was create a social media post with me. But to think of all of them together, I don't know if I'm in the right headspace either. And it was just kind of
The major issue you had is you're trying to compare this with the other material you know. And with all due respect to what you know, you get through Cadet or any other things, none of these will help you making money.
right. I understand.
Okay,
your
so this is a different approach where if you apply this, you should be able to get people to acquire your learning.
right. So I'm still unclear on the whole thing and how it all flows together. Like I understand each stage, but I don't understand how they flow.
So apply each stage, and next time we can continue how they flow.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah. There's no disrespect against. Like,
No, it's not disrespect.
I'm
Just
trying to figure this out.
yeah, just part of the reflection is just to get each one feedback, and be able to re-emphasize what happened. So part of the other learning is people has to reflect and has to review and take some time to digest. You know, like it's not.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions for me?
So, the ingredients should always have at least a minimum of 3 big statements
Yes.
before you go into your story.
Yes, because you need to explain it. That's right. Or if you want to explain it by story, it's different. It's different skill. Like there are some skills which say, "I will talk to you about this topic today, and let me share the story to explain it to you," and then you share a powerful story which describes the actual ingredient. If you have this skill, this will be much easier.
Mm.
So, what I faced with is some individual will come and say, "I will talk to you about topic 1. Let me share with you a story." Okay, no, before you talk about topic 1, explain what's topic 1 about.
Yeah.
Don't just slam us in a story. But if you come and say, "I will talk about topic A, and I will share with you a story to explain topic A and show you what the benefit of topic A. Let's talk about once upon a time," and then your story will go and go and go. What will happen? People will understand. These are different. These are higher level skills. I believe Shamir will have this skill because from his acting experience, he has this kind of skills. You can bring a story where the story will encompass all of this ingredient. For people who are starting somewhere, you should have an ingredient and should be able to explain it in at least 3 sentences. That's right. Okay. Any other last thoughts or comment or questions? Okay, so we meet next time, and I really enjoy sharing this content with you.
Did you have fun?
Oh yeah,
How was your reflection on us?
Kind of.
I love when audience will actually have a high IQ and they mentally challenge the concepts. I love it. This make me feel like
You're talking about this group though.
yeah you have
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, this group we have a very high Q to be able to consider different aspects.
I believe in you and I believe in this flow. And this, I'm still working through how it all works for me. And so I'm sorry if it came across like I don't get it or I'm challenging it. I'm really just.
This is very
trying to
simple.
understand.
You have a piece of learning like a course. You make it topics. I want to teach these people 5 topics, 7
Yeah.
topics.
Yeah,
Each one of the
concepts.
topic, you split into 3 ingredients. On each ingredient, which basically is a subtopic,
Mhm.
you should be able to tell what's the subtopic about. You can tell stories, you can tell testimonials.
That's,
can-
I thought you had to do every single one of those for each one. That's what it was.
Give me at least
If you can, you'll be a master of your game.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Okay?
Well,
But
yeah.
you can't. Technically, you can't. So.
Copyright 2017 Win Your Brand. All rights reserved. This video is subject to copyright owned by Win Your Brand. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this video is expressly prohibited, unless Win Your Brand has explicitly granted its prior written consent. All other rights reserved.